Good day, it is I, Mr. Derek. Now, I am contacting you, and I've created this video for you to mention something about barking. Barking is, well, pretty irritating at times. Excessive barking, that is. In recent memory, I was called upon for a private session. I offer private sessions that, will just specifically address whatever the concern or issue is within the household, or outside of it for that matter. Anyways, so I went to the session, and it was a younger, somewhere around 6-month-old yellow lab. Took me a moment. Beautiful girl, beautiful dog. But anyways, she was barking a lot, and it was just getting to a point where it was quite annoying, which is fair. So my client contacted me because she just couldn't make any progress with it and wasn't sure what to do next. So came in, assessed the situation, started to get a feel of what was going on, and really quite commonly in the cases with barking, it just really works well for the dog. So the dog will continue to do it because it gets a result, okay? So for instance, even though let's just say the nuisance barking is only happening specifically in respect to where, it's annoying to the client, when they're just sitting there watching TV and the dog's barking at them and barking at them and barking at them, like, stop barking at me. But often what I found is that there's actually about 3 or 4, sometimes 5 other areas that the dog barks to get something. So basically I'll put it to you like this: dogs learn by trial and error, okay? So if something works for the dog, they're going to do it again. And if something doesn't work, they're going to figure out another way to get what they want. So for instance, if your dog can prompt your attention to let it outside with a bark, they're going to learn that they can get you to let them outside with a bark. Now the same applies for letting them in. They can learn that barking gets you in, gets the dog in rather, and gets you to jump off your seat and let them in. They will do that. Excuse me, something's in my eye. Ow. Anyhow, could be even like scratching at the door. I mean, that could work. If the dog learns scratching at the door gets you up and open the door, they'll do that. But anyways, to go back to the barking. So that's one thing, okay? So you've got one way that you're reinforcing barking. Now, some dogs will legitimately whine, bark, do stuff like that when they have to go outside. And that's fair. I mean, it gives people a peace of mind that the dog will tell them when they need to go outside. Now, there can be a downside to it where the dog just barks at you to get in and get out and starts to just get bored and want to go outside, and then you're letting it out 40 times a day and you're like, go to the bathroom. And then they go inside and you're like, what? How did this happen? So that's like the extreme case of it, but excuse me. Another common barking, prompt from the dog is, just for attention. So the dog might just be sitting there staring at you and you're ignoring it because you're busy on your computer or you're talking on the phone or something like that, and they'll start to bark. And you'll be like, what do you want? You're like, ugh. And then you just keep going, talking on the phone. And then the dog starts to bark again. What? Do you need to go outside? And they're like, nope. And then you just stick your hand out like, what do you want? Like, here's my hand. And then they rub their body all over it, and then you start petting them. You're like, oh, you just want some affection. Okay, yeah, be quiet, fine. And you keep petting them. Basically, you just rewarded the dog for interrupting what you were doing and giving them what they wanted. So you're going to get more of that. That's basically the premise of this whole video, is that regardless of what the behavior is, if it's desirable or undesirable for you, you're going to get more of it if you reward it. So it's all cause and effect, okay? So if your dog wants to go outside and they paw at the door, or they bark at the door in this case, then you jump up, you go to the dog, go to the door and let them out. And you're like, hey, they just need to go pee. That could reinforce barking. Rather will. To what extent, it really depends. But anyway, so part of what my job was to analyze in every capacity where this dog is barking. And it was 3 or 4 different areas. I don't remember all the particulars right at this moment. But anyways, so then I gave my client, very nice lady, a training protocol to move forward with. It was just an hour session. We got everything out on paper. I understood everything. I demonstrated with her how to address the dog, and quite often it was really fundamentally easy what to do. It's just that the consistency, it's easy but not necessarily simple, because once a dog learns to bark, when you're phasing out that barking is not rewarding, they bark more. Yeah, and you're like, this isn't working. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Just wait another day or two. Like, it's not working. I'm like, just hold out. It's gonna work. Promise. Is it getting worse? Yeah, it's getting worse. Okay, you're on the right track. What do you mean? Well, because it's something called an extinction burst. Right before the dog is going to abandon said behavior, said undesirable behavior, they'll try it a little harder because it used to work. Kids do it all the time, stomping their feet. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that story with you, because just the premise of thinking about being mindful of what you're rewarding. What are you rewarding in every moment? Because there is. Affection is rewarding. Food is rewarding. Going outside is rewarding. Playing ball is rewarding. Walks are rewarding. All that stuff. You can leverage this stuff to get your dog to listen to you. You don't need to be physical with them or overpower them. I mean, I got clients all the time that are smaller, like their dogs are huge and they're like not as big as their dog, and we can totally get them to do whatever we want without force by inspiring them to want to do what we want. Because when they do what we want, they get what they want. Anyways, I'll wrap it up at that with saying that I offer private sessions for as little as $60, which most sessions can be, is that value. I can address a series of behavior. Maybe you need some help with barking. Maybe you need some help with walking on a loose leash. Maybe there's an issue with your puppy like nipping excessively and you can't get hold of it. Maybe it's jumping up. Maybe it's separation anxiety. Maybe. All I can tell you is that for $60, you can make a significant positive impact on your life. And guess who can help you get there? This guy. Easy peasy. The sessions are set up anytime that's convenient for both of us. It could be in your home, or it could be in my training space, or it could be on a walk. Let's say your dog's leash reactive. I mean, obviously we do some stuff outside. Anyways, it's just another service that I offer that I don't know. I think that maybe everyone doesn't realize. So I thought I'd throw that out at you at the last minute, but take care.